Hello, I'm Dr. Elisa Peavy, and welcome back to Quantal U Ep7, where today we'll be discussing acupuncture. As one of the oldest healing practices, acupuncture is also a modality that has been found to actually predate recorded history, as we have evidence of it being used during the Stone Age. And later, it was first recorded in the ancient Chinese medical text, Huang De Neijing, the Yellow Emperor's classic of internal medicine. The basis for modern acupuncture was developed between 1368 and 1644, but didn't arrive in the US until around 1972, after President Nixon went to China and learned all about it. Since then, in 1995, the FDA has classified acupuncture needles as medical instruments, and acupuncture has been a fast-growing healing modality ever since. Throughout the series, we have talked in depth about the field of energy that is us, that surrounds us, and which contains important information about our health and our lives. It not only supports and moves through us, but when blocked or congested, can often lead to disease. And the necessity of keeping our energy fields clean cannot be understated enough. In acupuncture, this energy force called qi moves through channels called meridians, which can, again, become blocked and stagnant, leading to disease. And because we are so inundated with external negative frequencies, our fields are constantly working to stay decluttered, and why it's so important to be vigilantly working to surround yourself with positive, vibratory emotions and frequencies. Examples include the food we eat, the water or liquids we drink, the words we use, the choices that we make every day, the people we surround ourselves with, the work environment we choose to be a part of. Everything we do impacts our field, either positively or negatively. And if we're not continually working to keep the field clear and our stress decreased, the more those genes for disease will be upregulated, the more difficult it will be for you to keep your energy levels up, and you will more likely be surviving versus thriving. And although acupuncture is mostly used to help with pain, it is also very often used to improve overall health and to decrease your stress levels. Take a look.
I've been doing acupuncture. I graduated in 2004 from East West College of Natural Medicine in Sarasota, Florida. With that, after a 40-month program, we get a master's in Oriental Medicine. The certifications, of course, we have to do continuing education credits, so we have different certifications. I was also had hospital privileges in labor and delivery in Syracuse, New York at Crouse Hospital. What I generally tell my patients when they don't have any idea about acupuncture, first of all, I ask them if they've heard of qi, which Tai Chi, Qigong. And then what qi signifies is, if you remember from basic science class, everything is either a liquid, solid, or gas, right? And what is that made of? Molecules. And what are molecules? They're energy. So we have this energy flowing through our body. Now, what happens we call these, the way it flows, meridians. So if you want to think of them about streets, right? How cars travel through the streets. So when there's any kind of a blockage, accident, these blockages are from illness, stress, just everyday living. It could be anything. Insomnia, there's an accident on the road. My job is to find out what street it's on and then to unblock it so everything can flow smoothly from point A to point B. Now, this energy pushes all the blood and nutrients to every cell, tissue, organ, gland, and muscle in your body. So as I mentioned, when there's a block, you have to take a detour, because this qi, this energy, pushes all the blood and nutrients to every cell, tissue, organ, gland, and muscle in our bodies. That's what keeps us alive. And when there's blockages, you get sick, you may be stressed, insomnia, cancer, illnesses, whatever it may be, right? So we have to keep ourselves healthy. So they can become blocked from a number of things. Stress, overthinking, foods we eat and things we drink. All of these can have, because we have toxins in the air. in the air, in the food, in the water. And if we don't pay attention to how we are ingesting these foods, yeah, they build up. Our bowel movements. A lot of people, believe it or not, are constipated. And all these toxins just sit there. So we have to, that's how, those are just a few of the things that they can be blocked. Anger can block it. So emotions, food, the air, drink, sickness will block it, will cause the accident. So what they did centuries ago is they used like bamboo sticks, they used anything that were sharp so they could penetrate the skin. It wasn't really in my radar at all. I've known people who have used it. And so what happened to me was I was actually going to University of Florida, getting ready to go there to get into the PA program. Life takes a hold. Took some detours, and here I was, it signed up for the acupuncture program. I was hooked only because I could do acupuncture on my dogs. And there was a documentary which in China, they used acupuncture for anesthesia. Yeah, so I had to try that. I got my acupuncturist, I had a cavity being filled, so I asked him to come and we did acupuncture. The dentist had the Novocaine ready for me in case I needed it. I did the acupuncture, not a problem, and afterwards I had lunch and I didn't chew up my cheek.
That's all.
We basically look, traditional Chinese medicine, look at their tongue and we feel their pulses and we can tell what is going on inside. And of course we do a health history questionnaire to see what's going on with them, so it's a feedback. We need the patient to help us help them. So we need them as much as they need us to help. So by looking at their tongue and talking to them, we can figure out, oh, okay, so the pain is here. I need you to point to where that pain is, and that will show me what street it's on. And then, because as you know, with all these streets, they're all connected. So you can go from point A to point B, and there might be different routes you can go on. And it doesn't necessarily mean we're going to put the needle where the pain is. We use distal needling, so that way you can move the painful area to see if that specific treatment is good for you. Because each point has its own function, much like a musical note or an ingredient in a recipe. They're great by themselves, but with other notes and other ingredients, they can make your desired result. Basically, people simulate acupuncture with pain, which is great for that. Probably maybe 85% people come for acupuncture for pain. They don't realize that it's good for insomnia. It is good for fertility. It is good just for stress reduction and to keep you healthy, to maintain your health. It is good for a whole host of things except an emergency. And that's where you call 911. It's not like giving birth. It's not like getting a tattoo. If you feel anything at all, it might be a little pinch, and then it goes away in about 30 seconds. And when they're lying there, they might feel a sense of heaviness, as though they couldn't lift their arms or legs if they wanted to. They might feel itchiness or pressure, a dull ache. They might feel the pain coming and going in waves. That's telling me their body is responding to acupuncture and they're doing well, and things are starting to move. Because with acupuncture, we want to see a change, good or bad. We do not want things to stay the same. So after acupuncture, I generally tell them 4 things can happen. 1, you feel great. 2, you feel great, but within 24 to 36 hours, that pain can come back. Just as though January 1st comes around, everybody goes to the gym, they haven't been there in a year, and they're working out and they're feeling great. What happens the next day? They're sore. So the second thing is, like I said, you can feel great, but within 24 to 36 hours, that pain can come back, hang out for a day or so, and then go back to either your normal pain levels or 0 pain. The third thing that can happen after you leave, you might not feel any change whatsoever, but as the hours go on, you get better and better. And the fourth thing that can happen is it might take a few treatments to see some kind of change. Now that depends on the person, how long they've had something, the age of the person. It just depends on a lot of different things. Well, my animals, we lived in Florida, and he was an older lab. He had arthritis, so he would let me put the needles in his back, and he could tell me if the needles weren't in the right place because he tried to pull them out. I'd get the needles in, he'd fall asleep 20 minutes, he'd wake up, and he'd start running around like a puppy, and I had to go chase and get the needles out. For myself, I've had SI joint pain, and so I would needle myself. It's not, I would rather somebody else take care of me, but I have to do it for myself.
Yeah. And how is your joint pain?
Oh, it's fine. I do my stretches like you're supposed to do, and that would have been about maybe 10 years ago. And I haven't had a problem since.
Oh, awesome.
I've also had a meniscus tear. And I go to the orthopedic, and he says, "Oh, well, you're old, you're lucky. It could have happened sooner." So he goes, "We could have surgery." He's a surgeon. "Or you could go to PT." All right, so I went to PT, got the exercises, did the acupuncture, and not had a problem since. And that was 2016. If there was one modality that helped everybody would be doing it, right? Some people just don't like it. Some people don't like massage. Some people don't like chiropractic or PT. And again, people's expectations with acupuncture, we're in America, right? All Americans want everything's done 2 weeks ago. So their expectations is, they think it should be one and done. Well, basically, there are only two things in our life that are one and done, right? You enter and you exit. So everything else, it depends on the length of the injury or the pain, your age. Because classic cars need a little bit more TLC. Younger cars, new cars, they're good. 1 or 2 treatments and you're good. So if they're not successful, I always tell them too, the foods, I love food therapy. Different foods do different things. They have to do stretches. They just have to do their part. They can't rely on something. We're not a Band-Aid. We don't put put a Band-Aid on the situation. It takes time to heal your body. Yeah. And so their expectations, and we have to make sure that they have realistic expectations too. I think people need to get out of automatic pilot and really take time to think about what they're eating, what they're drinking. Are they doing their stretches? Because stretching, they don't have to run a marathon. If they go walking and talking, that's great exercise. That's great therapy for them. Stressful, if people are stressed, they need to just, take 15 minutes for yourself and just calm down, get into a corner, make a certain time every day if you can, just for yourself. So they have to do their part as well. And if people would kind of get out of their comfort zones, they see, okay, let's go to the doctor, let's get medicine, let's go do this. They think, okay, what? Because acupuncture is non-invasive, it is natural, it heals. Take the time, it's not going to be a one and done type of thing, and just be realistic about it. Try it, just to see how it feels. And people do get addicted to it because they feel so good afterwards. And it's just an amazing treatment.
There you have it, another amazing tool and modality that we have available to us for better health. If you'd like to learn more or want to schedule a consult, please email or reach out to me. For a full list of all of our practitioners, acupuncturists, and anyone in our cooperative healing network, please visit my website for more information. Join me next week where we'll be discussing biofield tuning. Again, I'm Dr. Elisa Peavy. Take care.